right, the air conditioning while driving down the road. If you look right here, we're looking at the superheat and the subcooling. And as you can see, we're right around 2, 3, both the subcooling and the superheat are staying right around 2 or 3 degrees, both of them. The red line is our subcooling. The blue line is our superheat. So if I got the blue line, we just went, there's subcooling is at 3 degrees. Let's see what our superheat is at 3.8 degrees. So we're going down, we're 95 kilometers per hour. Let's look at our line temps. Line temps. There we go. So our section line temperature is 36 degrees. Our liquid line temperature is 54 degrees. Our pressure, our high side pressure is 57 degrees. Our low side pressure, 29 degrees. I think I already did saturation. Whoops. Let's see. Hold on 1 minute. I have to hit a steady part of the freeway here where I don't have to turn or merge. All right, let's get back to there's our pressures again. Low side pressure 29 psi, high side pressure 55 psi. So the compressor is running constantly, not turning off, at 55 psi. I just slowed down here, got to speed up a little bit again. So I'm just letting you see the difference between when you have a car that is sitting in your stall with the hood up and you're trying to take pressures and temperatures. Things are way different when you're driving down the road. So look at our subcool, look at our superheat. This is driving down the road. This is what it looks like. This is a 2012 Prius C, and this is normal. Now let's get down up to here. There's our dash temperature. Where you say return 52 degrees, that's the outside ambient temperature. That is what temperature it is outside. This is something that not most people could show you because I have the Bluetooth transducers hooked up to the high side and low side underneath the hood. Underneath the hood, in front of the radiator and the condenser, I have the other temperature transducer. I have my temperature probe line clamps clamped to the liquid line and the suction line under the hood, and we're doing all this live Bluetooth while I'm driving down the freeway. This is something totally different than what you guys are used to, with the hood up and your gauges attached. And you actually can find some problems that are intermittent that only happen while you're driving down the road, that do not happen while you're parked in your garage with the hood up. All right, I think that's all. Let's try something else. Let's go on defrost. So let's go high temperature defrost. So now we're going to heat up the cabin, but we still have the air conditioning on and we have high temperature selected. But now we're going to do reheat So we have the air conditioning evaporator that will be on and cooling, but we also have the heater on doing reheat to lower the humidity. So let me go down here to pressures. Now let's see what happens. Anything change? So now we're into reheat. We're on defrost. I have the temperature up all the way up high. But our readings look pretty much the same. You don't see much changing, even though we're going down the road with reheat on. Which, for you guys in automotive don't know about reheat, reheat is when you have an evaporator coil that's chilling the air, but you don't want cold, and then you put a heater coil in front of it and you reheat it. And what you just did was the cold coil removes some of the moisture in the air, and then the heater rises that cold air that had some of the moisture out, and now you have hot air that comes out with very low humidity. And let's take a look at that. Let's get back up here. As you can see, the temperature is rising inside the car, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and I'm going to see if I can get it up in here. Now I'm down with the reheat for the defrost. Look at the humidity. Look how low the humidity is. You remember how high the humidity was when it was from the air that was in here? So the humidity drops as you raise the temperature. There's still, while some of the moisture was removed from the evaporator, but humidity drops when you raise the temperature of the air that you have. You might have the exact same amount of moisture in the air, but it has been, how do I explain it? It's been spread out. The air has expanded. So now look at our supply temperature. We're hitting 160 degrees. So that's taking the temperature out of the dash, because we're in high temperature and we're in defrost, and you can see the air conditioning it is on. Down to 4% humidity. And this is what dries your wet windshield. When your windshield is wet, it's that low humidity that dries. Let's see, you can see the temperature went way up, 169 degrees. But look at our pressure. Even though the inside of my cab is getting hot, and that hot air is going over the evaporator, the high side pressure is not going up, because there's so much cool, rapid moving air under pressure, high velocity, because I'm going down the freeway at 100 kilometers an hour. It cools off and it keeps the head pressure down. The compressor is still spinning. It's an electric variable speed compressor. But look at the superheat and subcooling. They're still the same basically from when it was in air conditioning cooling only mode. And right now there's a hot cabin, and it's still the same. Cars do not all act exactly like this either. Different manufacturers will do different things. That is this car. That is not other cars. That is this particular year, make, model, class of vehicles reacts like this. Other cars will be turning off and on the compressor, or you'll see them loping, or you'll see higher high side pressures or higher low side pressures. Every car is different. Here we go back. We're at 174 degrees. So there's 174 degrees Fahrenheit coming out, and I can feel it in my face. There's our temperature split of 100 between outside and inside air. It's 120, almost 5 degree difference. All right, guys, I got to get back to work. I'm coming upon my next job site, but I could do this while I go between jobs. And just thought some of you might find this rather interesting, because you never get to see these kind of things driving down the road, because people don't own these. All right, see you later.